everybody to Dear Cupid. Every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, wait to be a guest, answer relationship and love questions, give insight and tips to better understand love and relationships. But this is season 8, episode 24. Man, we on 24 already? Oh. Man, look, this is the alphabet of love. Look, we breaking down every single letter of the alphabet. We started with A. We on X tonight. Yeah, we on X tonight. And I don't know what word we're going to choose tonight. But, hey, look, it's 23. I thought it was 24. Oh, well. Look, hey, make sure y'all hit me with that fade. Make sure y'all hit the guests that pop up in here. Make sure y'all hit the people that's in the comments, you hear me, with the fave, all that good stuff, man. It's good environment, good energy, man, all positivity. But, hey, if you don't know your love language, if you haven't taken that love language quiz, look, you can take that love language quiz, take about 5 minutes. I can send you the link, or you can go look at it yourself. It's www.5lovelanguages.com. That's all you got to go to. But if you want me to send you the link, I can do that too. But if you don't know them, it's quality time, words of affirmation, act of service, receiving gifts, and physical touch. So if you want to know about your love language, man, go check it out, bro. It's gonna open up so many doors for you, for the ladies, for the men. You know, if you just want to know for yourself, you know, ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying, this is it. Look, please keep your language clean and your hearts open. You know, this is a feature show. You know, good energy, good vibes, man. Hit us with a fave. If you enjoyed the show, hit me with a subscribe. You know, trying to get these subscribes up. But without further ado, like I said, welcome to Dear Cupid. All right, so we're finna bring up to the box, to the stage, to the platform, to the live. We finna bring up my co-host. You know, she been doing it for a little minute. You know, she be trying to take off, get some days off and stuff. But you know, I gotta let her know. She gotta talk to human resources. Human resources gotta talk to me. You know, all that good stuff. So we finna bring up to the box. We finna bring up the wonderful, the amazing, my number one all time. You know, she been rocking with me from day one. You know, A1 since day one. So y'all make sure y'all, you know, give her a round of applause. Make sure y'all hit her with a fave, vibe with her. You know, I already said her name. Queen B vibes, you hear me? Yeah. What's up?
Okay, wait a minute before we start. I got something to say.
You got something to say?
So, thank you for the gift. First thing, you're not going to continue to keep shading me for having a day off because don't forget you approved it. Secondly, if I start lagging, I'm gonna switch to the tablet, but hopefully we ain't gotta go through that today.
Yeah,
but
I hope
don't
not.
count me out. All right, just a couple of technical difficulties last week, but I'm back. All right. Hey everybody.
All right, y'all make sure y'all fade Queen B. She a real one, for real. But man, tonight we're talking about alphabets of love. A lot of y'all like alphabets of love. I didn't know they had alphabets of love. Don't worry about that. That's what I came up with. Cupid. That's me. I come up with things, different, you know, topics, different, you know, seasons and stuff for you guys to be intrigued and entertained. So guess what? Tonight you're gonna be entertained. Know why? Because this is gonna blow your mind the way I got this show set up. Like y'all not ready for this one. I'm telling you, even Queen B not ready for it, and she's just here.
Dang, now I'm just here. What am I? Now I'm just here.
Because I told her, look, I say, don't even worry about it. Just be in the box and just beat up. That's it.
All right.
And look at her lagging.
Ugh, I hate this. All right, I'm coming to the tablet.
But man, look, it's letter X. Man, people in the comments, view in the comments, man. Look, if you know a word that start with X, hey, you can put it in the comments right now to see if we're gonna talk about it tonight. A word that start with X that we can incorporate to love. I want to know if y'all can come up with something because I couldn't find, you know, something that, you know, was kind of intriguing enough to really talk about. Like anybody, like we can play on words, but I'm like, is that really what y'all wanted me to? Maybe y'all did, but I'm just saying. But anybody can come up with a word that start with no, not xylophone, not none of them weird. No, I'm saying a word that start with X that we can incorporate to love. Can y'all come up with something? Because I couldn't find nothing. Xenophile, whatever the thing called. It was like you can fall in love with someone from a foreign. I like that one. That was a different one. That one kind of caught my eye a little bit. But I'm like, I didn't really know how to really swing that one. Having a love for another culture or something like that. Like it could have been something, but I couldn't. I don't think I could stretch it though. You
I
feel me,
couldn't come
Queen?
up with nothing. I couldn't find nothing. I couldn't come up with nothing. To be honest with you, I didn't even try looking. I was trying to think of some creative way just to use the letter X, like X marks the spot, or
Yeah, I
X
was
on
thinking about something like I was thinking like X marks the spot, like a treasure type thing, or I could have did my ex girlfriend or ex relationship. I could have did something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't. It was just too obvious. You know, I don't know. It's just something that I just wanted to do something different,
I
and
don't
I
think
got
you had
some.
a choice because it was either
I,
xylophone. Oh my goodness.
I was thinking about Xanax.
Not Xanax. For, what was we gonna do with Xanax?
Hey, it's a happy drug, I guess. Huh?
I don't know about that.
Make you
I know
feel
about Mary
good.
Jane. Mary Jane makes me happy. She's happy.
But look. Okay, we gonna go ahead and get into the show, y'all. Look. All right. So since y'all couldn't come up with a word that start with X, that incorporate the love. This is what I did. So I had some people come up to me and gave me some different ideas, and I ran across the different people about it. It was kind of intrigued. It was like, okay, I can't wait to see how that turns out. So tonight, the word we're using is X-ray. I know y'all. I know y'all. Look, I understand. Look, y'all like, oh my God, he really just said X-ray for love. X-ray? No, look,
I
listen.
mean,
Look, it's gonna really. You gotta really sit in here and actually listen. So you have to open your mind up. Look. So with X-ray, we know what X-ray means, right? So the definition of X-ray is a photographic or digital image of the internal composition. I mean composition. I said compensation. Composition of something, especially a part of the body. So why not deep dive? Why not we deep dive into ourselves? You feel me? So tonight we're gonna have a 3-part show here. I mean, it's a 3-part. We got go hit it. So tonight we're talking about X-raying your body, figuring out we deep diving into self, your soul ties, and the trauma in past relationships. You feel me? We finna see what's going on in the inside. We finna see that, some people dealing with certain situations of the past. We're gonna deep dive into self and understand that sometimes we gotta deal with ourselves first before we jump into a relationship, or don't let no one distract us of our goals, you feel me? And then we're gonna talk about that past trauma that's steady lingering every time you jump into a relationship because you're not sure about what's gonna happen in your next relationship. So we're gonna deep dive. We're gonna scope. We're gonna get in there. We're gonna get a little picture of the inside of you. So I'm telling you, I'm about to open some light. I'm about to shed some light on them. I'm about to shed some
that's
light
a
on them.
little deep, Torian. That's a little deep. I don't know if people are ready for that. They got a lot of
I
trouble.
don't know if they're ready for that one. So let's deep dive for a second. Let's deep dive into self first. Let's talk about self. So before you even think about getting into a relationship or diving into a situation with someone, this is right here. The best way to deep dive into yourself is by letting everything go. Stop worrying about everybody. Stop worrying about if I'm gonna find somebody that's gonna be, my life partner. If I'm gonna, fall in love with someone. Don't worry about that. This is what you need to do right here. Focus on yourself for just a little, like it could be a few minutes, it could be a week, it could be a month. Focus on yourself. You have things that you have to deal with first before you even worry about anything on the outside. Everything is on the inside here. You gotta get your mind right. You gotta get your heart right. You got to get your soul right. Hold on. I don't think they heard me in the back. I don't think they heard me in the back. I'm telling you, we deep diving. You got to get your mind right. You got to get that understanding on what you're looking for, the boundaries that you setting. You got to make sure your heart is right, because if you have things that's going on in your life that is just hindering you from actually showing your true self to someone that's actually trying to understand you, it's going to be a blockage to that relationship. Second, that soul. You don't want to have nothing that's hindering or taking energy from your soul. When you have people around you that steady taking and taking and taking and taking, and nobody's giving, and so what's the point? So guess what? Work on yourself, because once you get self together, you'll be all right. You know why? This is right here. Listen what it say. Focusing on yourself for some minutes without caring about anything is a great way to explore your spirituality and travel your soul. Look, I'm trying to figure. I'm trying to travel on the soul. I want to get on that train. I'm trying to figure out where we going. You feel me?
What
Cause
you want, a
look,
magic carpet?
huh?
So what you want, a magic carpet, Aladdin?
I'm about to get on something. I'm about to get on the magic. I'm about to get on the Polar Express, goddamn.
Not the Polar Express. I want to piggyback on that too, because
Uh huh.
stuff like that is easier said than done. Like focusing on
Mm-hmm.
yourself. So I just want to say, yes, work on yourself, but that doesn't necessarily mean dive directly
No,
into
no,
molding everything. You can't just
no.
set that focus on just that point. You need to be able to clear your mind, to
Mm-hmm.
relax yourself and actually have a clear head before you actually move on to that. Like, what's something that you just like to do, like on a regular basis, that just makes you happy? You is skating. I already
Yeah,
know.
I love skating. Anything skating. I love artwork. I love drawing. I love anything graphics. But the crazy
Yes.
thing is, Queen B, you're jumping the gun because I was just about to get into it.
I just wanted to put emphasis on that. You know what I mean? You got
Yeah.
to be able to have a clear mind. But go ahead. My bad, dog.
Look. So I got 6 things you need to do right now. 6 things that you need to write down. 6 things that I think to myself that, hey, this is gonna help you open up to yourself, to understand yourself and get yourself ready. You feel me? So this is what I'm
This
about to
man
say.
said, write them down.
Number one, practice soul traveling. You gotta be there. You gotta talk to yourself. You gotta understand yourself. You have to buckle in, because it's gonna be a long ride. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a lot of people deterring you from your goals. You're gonna have a lot of people distracting you. But guess what? You gotta you gotta practice soul traveling, because every now and then, be by yourself, relax, go into a room with nobody around you, meditate, pray, whatever you do. That's how you're gonna practice soul traveling. Number two, find what really matters to you. What really matters to you? Is it love? Is it, a career? Is it understanding that you want to have a place somewhere in someone's life? Or you want to be that person that is helping somebody? Like, find out what matters to you. You want to make somebody happy today? You want to put a smile on somebody's face? Like, you got to find out what matters to you. Number three, make time for your passion. What Queen B just said. Find something that you like. Guess what?
Yes.
When I go skating, that's what I love. That's what I like. You can't take my peace. You can't take it away from me. Because if I find somebody coming in a relationship with me and they talk about you can't go skating on Thursday, guess what? You got to go. Because
Mm-hmm.
you're not taking my peace and my passion away from me, because that's what makes me me. Like
Mm-hmm.
things that make you, I'm not going to take away from you. If it's something that's positive and something that's helping you build and grow in your life, I'm not going to take it away from you. Because if you're in a relationship with each other, you're not taking away something that's keeping that person sane, keeping that person mind at ease. Saying, you know what? I know I'm in a great time, great space. I'm around people that I can relate to. And guess what? I got somebody that understands this is my time. And when I'm away from them, they understand that I'm not doing nothing I ain't got no business doing. I don't want to jump the gun because we're gonna get to them soul ties and traumas down the line. That's what's gonna hinder that passion and that peace that you have down the line. So we finna jump into number 4. Huh?
I said facts.
Number 4, build a quality network. Have people around you that's gonna motivate you. Have people around. That's why I be saying I gotta build up a whole different circle, because people around me, when they start to take and they always have a problem, they nag, they bicker, they get mad at situations that I have no control over. Guess what? Bye. I'm not finna get mad. I'm not finna yell. I'm gonna just hang up with you and block you. I'm not arguing no more. I'm not stressing no more. Why should I have to stress over a situation that I can go? You know what? If you want to be like that, bye. You ain't finna take my peace. You ain't gonna take my happiness. I'm good with me. I'm like, if I know I'm right, guess what? Moving on.
I'm glad you put emphasis on that. I know I'm right. Sometimes people just say so.
Number 5, meet with a spiritual healer. You can meet with a pastor. You can meet with somebody that you've been on a journey with. It could be anybody that's on that can help you, be that spiritual healer. Someone that can take off a little bit of that burden that you got. Find somebody to talk to, and they understand what's going on. Number 6, question yourself. You gotta question yourself. You gotta like, look, are we ready for this? You got to talk to yourself. You got to talk to your soul, your heart, and your mind. Are we ready for this? Are we ready for this journey? Are we ready for all the tests, the trials that we about to go through? Are we ready for it? Are we ready for this relationship we about to jump into? Are we ready for this career that we about to take off with? Are we ready to? You got to you got to ask yourself them hard questions. If you don't ask yourself them questions, guess what? You're gonna doubt yourself every time. And you gotta,
and it's better to be honest with yourself. You gotta stay honest with yourself.
And the crazy thing is, this the crazy thing. You answer, you giving your question, them hard questions. You got to give them. You got to give yourself that straight, firm answer, a yes or no. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. It ain't no I don't know, I can't. Don't say I can't. You haven't tried yet. So guess what? It's a yes or no. So are we ready? Are we ready to move on to the next part of this? No, you can. Yes, I can.
Sí se puede.
Shoot, I'm just saying. All right,
said,
so we finna look, Kiwi, you and this doggone devil's advocate. It gonna be me and you. All right.
I do right, but I love it. I love it for some reason. It balances out.
So listen to what I'm about to say. Apart from this, you should start thinking about things that you really care about. This way you will find what matters to you so you can focus on things that will make you a better human being. Now, one thing you can have to keep in mind that is not going to happen in one day. You would need practice and patience to get better at it. Just give yourself some minutes regularly and spend time in peace. Spend time in peace. You got to be patient and you got to practice. That's what a lot of people don't do. You got to be patient sometimes. It ain't going to happen overnight. It's going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen next week. Give it some time, because I ain't going to lie to you. It's some days that I feel like, man, I don't have the people around me no more. Guess what? Like I always tell myself, people come into your life for a day, a week, a holiday, a month, a lifetime, maybe a season, because they change like the season too. But I'm like, What else can you do? She said, I'm
Kiwi, stop.
seasonal. I'm not gonna play with your kiwi.
I mean, if you're
you are
talking about the
you
fruits,
yeah, yeah. Kiwi is kind of seasonal because I don't like kiwis, in certain time of the month. Like
so
the
we need
fruit.
you all year round.
All right. So we just finished talking about that deep dive in the self. You feel me? So understanding yourself, right? But hey, look, I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. Look, if y'all just tuning in, man, this is Dear Cupid every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you could be a guest, answer relationship and love questions, give insight and tips to better understand love and relationships. This is season 8. And on Queen B, you say episode 24, 23, 23,
23, because we have 2
23.
letters left.
We got 2 letters left. Yep. Okay. All right. All right.
No, it's 24. You're right. I counted wrong. I thought it was 25 letters of the alphabet.
we on 24. I know we on 24.
Go out and
We
come
on,
back in, tailor made.
all right. So make sure y'all hit me with that fade, man. If y'all enjoying the show, y'all vibing, man. Make sure y'all hit me with that subscribe, man. People that subscribe to my channel get full incentives. They get perks that nobody else get as a regular or person that come in. Man, you come up in this mug, you vibe, you have a good time. Bruh, that's all I ask for. But we finna jump into it. So we coming to the point where we have that Ask Cupid segment. This is the part where you get to ask me, Dear Cupid, any question, any comment, any situation you're going through. You can ask me. Put it in the comments. It's called Dear Cupid. Type in Dear Cupid. My name start with a Q, not a C. I'm telling you, you got to put a Q. It's going to auto correct you. Make sure you put a Q. Make sure you put Dear Cupid followed behind your question, comment, or situation. So you got a question, let's go ahead and let's get to it.
I'm trying to see if Kiwi was trying to put a question in there before I started asking one. Not the best.
All right, we ready? Anybody got a question?
You was gonna be all
No.
right. Well,
Go ahead.
okay. So, dear Cupid, what advice would you give your younger self when dealing with struggles,
Um,
knowing what you
I
know
would
now?
I would tell my younger self about dealing with struggles. I would say don't let it hold you down too long. Um, things you can't control, like I've learned this over time. Things you cannot control, don't stress over it. Don't worry about it. Things that you can actually control and you can actually change, do your best to change it. But when it comes down to things that you can't change, let it go and move on. I'm like, you face the consequences, face like understand that it's a mistake and you could just try again. In the due fact of how bad it is or how far fetched it is, take a chance. Um, and I would say, don't stress too much. Don't stress. Stress is one of the leading causes of people having heart attacks, anxiety attacks,
Mm,
bro. Let it go. Don't stress
blood
over it.
pressure.
Take a
Yeah.
breather, breathe, sit down, just be comfortable with yourself because that's all you have. Basically, you have yourself. And when you doubt yourself and you underestimate what your abilities are, and people steady knocking you down, talk to yourself.
That's some great advice. Ain't that nice? Hmm. Wait, I want to put my input in too, just in case. So for me, I would tell my younger self 2 things. Be more confident in what you do.
Mm-hmm.
But the main thing is love yourself enough to want better. Because
Mm-hmm.
like me, some people struggle with just internal issues with themselves. They feel like they're not good enough for anything or anybody. They have doubts about their encounters with others, their emotional connections with people, uh, having doubts within yourself about accomplishing things, whether it's personal or whether it's something goal oriented that has to do with like a profession. Uh, it's easy to doubt yourself and count yourself out because you don't want to work up to something and then have that fear of failure.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to realize that failure is gonna be a part of life. It's trial and error. Like when you're a baby, when you learn how to walk, you're gonna fall. Doesn't exactly mean that you failed. You're trying though.
I feel that.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. So we got Kiwi. Dear Cupid, what's your biggest dating fear? My biggest dating fear is the other person not loving me like I'm loving them. If I put my all into this relationship that I'm in, or whenever I get in one, I want you to love me like I love you. I want you to respect me like I respect you. I want you to be loyal to me like I'm loyal to you. When it comes down to it, when you second guess your spouse or you think that something is going on, that's what brings controversy and second guessing everything that that person is doing. So that's another thing that we're going to talk about in the show as well when we get down to them past traumas, because like me, everybody has something that they're dealing with in a past relationship that kind of lingers into the next one because you haven't got over it. You're kind of cautious and that guard is up. So guess what? You're not gonna give 100% to that next person. You're gonna give probably 75, probably 65 to that person until you understand that person is really there for you and not trying to hurt you. Because once you tell somebody you love them, you're giving the door, you're giving the key to that door for them to open up your heart and be able to run all around in that mug and be all happy. But guess what? They also can stab you too. They can actually hurt you in the long run too. So
Kiwi. Kiwi. Kiwi.
I'm not. I'm not even finna entertain Kiwi.
My biggest dating fear is people not okay. So time management. People make time for who they want to make time for. I hate if somebody expresses interest in me and then they don't be consistent or put in the time. And then when we do have the time, don't let others interrupt. When it's our time, it's our time. I figured the goal is that we're dating. Dating says you're trying to get to know each other, feel each other out, see where it could possibly go from there. But if you don't put the time in, then mine is wasted because I'm making
Mhm.
time for us to date and see each other. But if you're not doing it and you're not consistent with it, why are you wasting my time? I'm getting older, not younger. You
Facts.
waste somebody else's time.
All right. So, y'all just tuning in, man. This is Dear Cupid every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you could be a guest, answer relationship and love questions, give insight and tips to better understand love and relationships. We're on the Ask Cupid segment, but with the show being a three-part show, we're going to jump right into the next part of the show. This is going to be the second part. It's a three-part. So, it's called Soul Ties. We just finished talking about that deep dive into self. Now we're about to talk about those soul ties that a lot of people have in a relationship that you think you found that person, that soul mate and everything. So let's talk about it. Have y'all ever met somebody that was you thought that was gonna be that soul tie for the rest of your life? That person that's gonna be that everything, that person that was gonna be there no matter what? I know I have. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I was this close to thinking it. I mean, I can't even say it now, but maybe, maybe.
Okay, so let's do this. While not backed by scientific evidence, I'm gonna say because we doing some X-raying. We X-raying. We trying to figure out what's going on inside. So I'm gonna say this. While not backed by scientific evidence, the phrase soul ties refer to a relationship that encompasses a deep, meaningful attachment between two people. This could include a romantic, friendly, or even family connection. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we going right into it. Yeah. It's not just about relationships. So tell me now, have y'all ever had that soul connection to somebody that everything you because guess what? You had a friend that you said, oh, that's my road dog, that's my home girl. You know, we gonna be here forever. We gonna rock it to the end, till the tires roll off this mug, all that. And guess what?
Yeah,
That person is gone. No, I'm just saying.
yeah,
Sometimes you, but it's everybody, you know, and having that soul tie is just hard to get away from it sometimes too. So let's jump into the soul tie connections. In a healthy soul tie connection, there is a sense of deep familiarity and profound comfort. You're comfortable, just everything. In more toxic situations, you may find yourself drawing back to a person's time and time again, despite not feeling entirely fulfilled by the relationship, or is it presenting obstacles to advancement in other areas in your life. And since good and bad scenarios can persist a learning experience, either instant either instance can be considered a soul tie connection. So a lot of I don't care what y'all say. I know I've been in a situation like that. I was soul tied to somebody. Like I kept going back for them, or just trying to, you know, just be happy again. And I just kept on going back and forth, even though it was toxic, or either though it was still a situation, and I knew that it wasn't gonna go nowhere. That's a soul tie. That's like thinking that it's comfortable, everything is good, but all of a sudden, when y'all separate, but y'all still communicate. That's why I always say, stop going to exes. Stop going back to your ex when you're trying to pursue someone else, or having that ex talking in your ear, or your friend
mm-hmm.
talking in your ear, that you thought that was your friend, but not really your friend. They were just trying to get everything that you have because they see greatness in you, but they still trying to bring you down because they suffering too.
A
Be
snake in
careful
the
of them
grass.
people. Snake in the grass. You know, a leech instead of trying to leech off of you because they see greatness in you. See,
Mm-mm.
some people come into your life to take. Some people come in your life to give. Some people come in your life just to be there and just hold your hand until you get where you need to go and just let them go. You feel me? Some people just
Mm.
come in your life and just teach you a lesson. I think I'm talking to myself because I don't hear nothing I don't see nothing in the comments. I'm just saying, like, people come in your life for three things: to give, take, or give you full understanding and disclosure about certain situations that you're going through. Because guess what? I done had all three of them. Somebody came in my life and took.
I
Somebody
only
came in my
had
life to
two.
help. Huh?
Give and I only had two. Give or take. More take than give.
So you haven't had nobody come in your life and give you some advice that basically helped you through a situation that you was trying to figure out where this person come from?
I mean, if them taking from me was the lesson that I learned and it helped me
Oh
moving
no,
forward, then yeah,
no. You
it's more
like
like a
basically
lesson learned.
your guardian angel, some type thing. Like somebody just come out of the blue and just said, "I've been in that situation you're in. This is the outcome that could possibly happen, but I'm gonna be that person that you can come to, or I can just help guide you through the situation that you're going through because it's a struggle."
23 people.
So it's important to be weary of any concept or feeling that leads you to disregard red flags in a relationship, or a concept that can be easily used as an excuse to continue interacting, not bring a positive influence into your life. Huh? People can always they can put up a sheet, they can put over what I said, what was my one of my episodes that putting on a mask to cover up who you think, like who you are acting to be.
I remember you talking about. I just don't remember which episode it was. We had so many this season.
Look, I'm telling you, people put on facades. That's the word I'm looking for. Facades to make it seem
Oh,
like they're
sorry.
in your life to help you. They're in your life to be there for you. But guess what? They behind that mask laughing. They you can't see their face. You can't. All you can see is their eyes because
Mm.
You know, they smile. They like they smiling, but they smiling at your downfall. They smiling because they setting you up. They smiling because they want to see you fall. They don't want to see you do greatness. But guess what?
Loki,
Let
mischief.
it go. Let go of that
Jesus.
soul tie you got with somebody that's steady. You thinking that person is your homeboy, your homegirl, your everything, your soulmate. Let them go. Let them go. Cause if you see a red flag, don't run up. Don't look. Don't run toward the red flag. Run away. You know why? Because you see a red flag, but you see love at the same time. Guess what? That person ain't that no more. That person that used you and steady trying to use you. And guess what? It's time for you to go. It's time for you to move on. Look somewhere else. Find someone else to be that person, because that person that you trying to have that continue to have that soul tie. You steady going back in a circle and you ain't going nowhere. You no move. I've been in a situation like that. I've been in a situation like that. Don't want it. All right. It's also important to remember that a soul tie bond can distract you from work you should be doing on yourself. What we just finished talking about the first part of the show. We talking about deep dive into self. Stop being distracted. When you're too focused on someone else, you're running from yourself. Hello? When you're too focused on someone else, you're running from yourself. You're not worried about yourself. You over here worried about it, like the person that, oh man, that's my love, this my friend. You know, I'm 10 toes behind them, but are they 10 toes behind you?
Big
If you
facts. I'm
fall right
solid
now,
in this.
if you ain't got no job, is they gonna help you, when you need something to eat? Are they gonna be there when you at your downfall? I don't want you around me if you can't be around me when I'm down. You always around me when I'm up, when I got money, when I'm grinding, when I'm doing everything to shine. You want to come around, but when I'm down, you want to run away. You want to say, "Oh man, I'm busy. Oh, I got something doing. I got something to deal with. Now I can't do nothing." What? But when you was down, I was always here. When you needed your car fixed or you needed some money to put gas in the car, I was there, hands down. But guess what? Now when I'm down, you don't want to be around. No, I can't have you. I can't have you around now. Nah, I don't want you.
I don't want
So
you either.
listen to what I'm about to say. This is about to keep your boundaries and standards high for who you allow in your life. If they aren't working toward a common goal that feels good to you, or they are actually taken away from your goal and hold on, taken away from your goal, they are actually taken away from a goal that you have for yourself, it's a sign to stop engaging. Keep this in mind. Healthy relationships should, for the most part, offer peace in our lives, not confusion, not fear, and instability.
Mm.
I'm trying to make sure I find somebody that, I ain't trying to be scared of nobody around me. I want to be happy. I don't want to be confused, second guessing on what's going on, if I'm rocking with the right people, if I got the right circle around me. I want to make sure everybody eating around me. I don't. Why I got to take for something that I'm grinding to get just like you. Like it just finished saying, keep your boundaries and standards high for who you allow in your life. Queen B, I think it's time for to set my boundaries a little bit higher. To set my standards a little bit higher,
Yeah,
because
we ain't about to have that conversation right here. We're not ready to talk about this. Yeah, you ain't the only person that's stubborn.
you feel
Haha.
me? Hey, look, but I'm gonna just say this though. I want to say, if y'all just tuning in, man, this is Dear Cupid every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you could be a guest, answer relationship and love questions, give insight and tips to better understand love and relationships. Man, this is season 8, Alphabets of Love. We talking about X-ray. We're deep diving into self. We're deep diving into self. We're trying to talk about those soul ties, that trauma that you go through. Man, look, we finna jump in. We didn't talk about those deep diving into self, making sure your self is set, making sure nothing is stopping you from deep diving into your soul and understanding you. Next, we talked about the the soul ties that you have with people. If it's not positive, it's not making you, helping you move forward, they hindering you from the things that you're trying to do, let them go. And we finna jump in those traumas that you carry over to that next relationship. We finna jump right into it. So, trauma. The impact of relationship trauma can be profound, leaving individuals with a sense of worthlessness, distrust, and fear. Well, we just finished. It kind of
Mm-hmm.
go all together, right?
Mm-hmm.
It kind of go all together. Working on self, the soul ties, and now we in the trauma. So trauma can shatter your sense of self worth. You just talk about self worth and self esteem. It
Mm-hmm.
can leave you feeling powerless, helpless, and unworthy. Did we just talking about worthy for W?
That was last week. Yes.
Of love and respect. So why do I want to? Okay, we for the deep dive into this right here. So I wanna throw this. I wanna throw this in here. I want to throw this in here. 12 signs of past trauma may affect your relationship. 12 signs. I want to give you 12. I want to give you 12. So this is the key point before we get into it. Major trauma from your past can affect your thoughts, your feelings, and actions in your current relationship. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you done brought something over, that's what's gonna happen. Listen what it say. Negative beliefs and painful emotions stemming from trauma can get in the way of close connection with your partner. Effective trauma treatment can help you resolve those lingering difficulties. So guess what? Before you even get into a relationship, you need to fix that. You need to find something that's gonna heal you from the situation that you've been through before you jump into a relationship. If you are in a relationship and you dealing with that, you need to let that partner know, look, this is what I've dealt with in the past. This is the trauma that I've dealt with. If it's something that if that person is trying to hug you and you're kind of flinching away because you're traumatized because the past relationship you was in, you was getting beat on, or they was kind of being aggressive towards you every time that you wanted to say something. They
Mm-hmm.
gave you that aggressiveness back. You don't want going into the next relationship is going to be hard because if the person is that physical touch type of person, they're gonna want to do that. Or if you're trying to state your opinion about a situation and they cussing you out, they're giving you words that they're not giving those words of affirmation. They're giving you negativity. They're always putting you down, making you feel less of a woman or a man. That's that trauma you're gonna feel for that next relationship.
Yeah.
So let's just, we finna go back into we finna go right back into it because look, like I said, we deep dive into the in the self. We deep dived into self. We talked about
Mm-hmm.
the soul ties. And we talking about trauma. So this is number one. You avoid certain topics when talking with your partner. So that's a trauma. So you avoid certain topics like if a situation that happened in your past relationship and a topic came up, you just want to just avoid the whole thing. You don't even want to get engaged into it. It's hard to do certain activities. If you did certain activities with someone that you had a bad relationship with, and that person that you're in a relationship with is trying to do the same thing, but you're not trying to go into that activity because the person that you was previously in a relationship with hit you, beat you, talked down on you, cheated on you or something, it's gonna make that person remember we used to do things together like this, and I don't want to do this. It's gonna bring back memories on what happened. So it's gonna kind of throw off the balance of the relationship. Number three, you believe negative things about your partner. So if somebody's in your ear and every time you think something is going on and it's not, it's just gonna make the relationship worse. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to assume. Stop assuming if you don't know.
Right. Assumptions take you down a long dark road of
What?
confusion.
Because guess what? Because a lot of y'all be going crazy. Like somebody don't answer the phone, you go crazy. What you doing? You ain't talk to me. I've been at work all day.
Hey, hey,
I was
hey, not too
asleep.
much. because I'm one of them.
I'm just saying, but people they jump to conclusions thinking you messing with somebody or cheating. It's crazy. Don't get me wrong. Some people do it, but you got to understand if you got to have that trust in that relationship, you got to have communication. You got to be able to be open. But that trauma is gonna hit you. All right. Number 3. No, number 4. You often feel defensive. You always on the defensive. You're closed off. You don't. It's just nothing's gonna come out. Nothing is always defensiveness. You don't want to be around anything. You just nope, nope, nope.
Nope.
Number 5. Your partner startles you. Man, what I just finished saying. When your partner come around you and trying to touch on your shoulder, you startle because you had past trauma. You don't want that. Number 6, you're less excited about doing activities with your partner, including sex, because you was abused in your past relationships, or when you was younger, you had things that happened and it just didn't. It stuck with you, and you had no kind of closure. Number 7, you feel disconnected from your partner because you can't relate to certain things because you wasn't included on certain things in your past relationship. You're not understanding on what's going on. It's just the whole chemistry is thrown off. You're not connected. All right. Number 8, you often feel negative emotions. If you was in your past relationship, negative emotions. Well, we just went over it. Negative, like the affirmations. Oh, I can't stand you. I don't love you. I can't trust you. But the crazy thing is, they was doing all the mistrust and everything, but make you feel like you the one that had the problem.
The ones that like to play victim, trying to spin it on them.
Number 9, you are irritable towards your partner. This is trauma. This is full trauma. Yeah. Number 10, you don't sleep well. When you can't sleep around the person, or the person is on your mind because every time you think something is gonna happen, they mess with you while you asleep. They try to do things to you while you asleep. They on your mind because you think they're probably gonna do something. You can't sleep. You know the worst thing is not sleeping. If you can't sleep, your body can't rest. Your mind is steady running. All right. Number 11, it's hard for you to focus on your partner. That's a trauma. Number 12, it's hard to feel love for your partner.
That's the worst. That's worse.
It's crazy. It's real crazy how trauma can impact a relationship so much and make you feel powerless, helpless, and unworthy in a relationship or any type of love and respect from somebody. It's bad. And people going to the next relationship thinking that it's going to be okay. But guess what? You haven't worked on yourself. You haven't healed. You haven't given yourself time. People are like, oh, man, I'm ready for a relationship. But guess what? You're dealing with somebody that cheated on you, somebody that lied to you, somebody that beat on you, somebody that sexually assaulted you, somebody that said you're less of a woman or a man. And guess what? I just don't get why people jump into a relationship to fill a void that you think is over with and say, oh, I just need somebody to be there. But guess what? They're there, but you're not giving them no type of love. Even that you're trying to do, you're steady remembering about the past. It's just going to keep recycling. And you're like, why am I here? And then your partner is going to feel like, okay, why are we in this relationship and you're not feeding the things that I'm looking for, but every time I try to do things for you, it's a problem. And they're going to second guess you back and saying, oh, do you really love me? Do you really care about me? Why are we in this relationship? They're going to asking you questions. So remember the questions that you was asking yourself in the beginning? Am I ready for a relationship? Am I ready for this career? Am I ready to be someone's spouse? Them questions about to be asked to you again by your spouse. Were you ready for this relationship? Are you ready to be tied down to somebody? Are you fully healed? Are you ready? Like, come on now. Really ask yourself, are you ready for a relationship when you got things that's going on that you need to heal from? You need to go on that soul adventure. You need to go ahead and get your bags packed, go into your room, sit in solidation and quietness. You can put on you can put on some meditation music and yourself. Really talk to yourself and say, look, self, where do I need to be going? Where do I see myself in 2, 5, 10 years from now? Do I have the people around me that I can call my friends, the people that I can look up to? Do I have them around me in my circle? Do I have any snake? Do I have a Judah in
Judas.
my circle? Like, is somebody gonna deceive me? Like, then you start looking at everything. You gotta scan. You be in your room and you can actually think, you can see all this. By you close your eyes, you can see it all. You can see your homegirl, you can see your parents, you can see your friends, your family, you can see your coworkers, everything that you done been through. Can you see something negative in one of those spots? And if you see negative, guess what?
Delete.
Just delete it out of there. Don't talk to that person no more. Remove that person from that scenario. Guess what? It's time to put somebody else in that spot. Let's move on to the next one. Where's my career? What I need to be doing to get to my career? Do I need to go to school? Do I need to go get a trade? What am I doing? Who's gonna push me? And do I have the friends behind me that's gonna continue to wake me up in the morning and say, let's get to work, let's do some homework, let's get it together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you gotta have them people in your corner.
Thanks.
If I'm gonna go up here and do everything I can on my end, I gotta have people to push me as well. And it starts with self though. But guess what? You have them people around you and you got them people that's gonna hold you up. You got a spouse that's gonna hold you up. What else you ask for?
Exactly.
Man, this is a great show. I like this, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, if y'all just tuning in, man, we just had a great show, man. This is Derek Qupid every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you could be a guest, answer relationship and love questions, give insight and tips to better understand love and relationships. This was a three-part show. We talked about deep diving into self. We talked about those soul ties you have. If it's family, if it's a relationship, if it's something, ex or something, you got to work on it. Them soul ties. If it's good, it's okay. If it's bad and you see negativity, let it go. And then we talked about trauma. Everybody goes through trauma. Everybody has something that they're dealing with from their past. Guess what? It's time for you to heal from it. It's time for you to get through it some type of way, because guess what? If you bring it to your next relationship, you're going to hate that person, or you're not going to be able to love that person. You're always going to second guess that person. You're always going to have somebody in your ear telling you one thing because you're going to believe the person that's in your ear and not the person that you're trying to fall in love with. Remember, working on self, understand self, soul search. You have to deep dive. You got to understand your mind, your heart, and your soul. Man, this has been Alphabets of Love. We talked about X-ray. I know it was baffling at first, but shoot, we done dissected it. We done dissected it. We dissected it for real. We found the cause, the problem, everything. we start with self. Then we find out that soul tie. That's a problem we got to get rid of, and then we see that trauma. We got to fix it. So it's a rotation. Everything goes together. You got to know your worth. You got to set your boundaries, and you got to understand everything. You hear me? So I appreciate everybody coming through tonight. Queen B, appreciate you being in the box, being that, just being in the box, being a co-host, and just chiming in when you needed to. And I appreciate you. Everybody that popped in, vibed, had a good time. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Make sure if y'all don't know your love language, hey, I'll be glad to see you that love language quiz so you can take it. And we gonna have a good time. I see y'all next Saturday for Dear Cupid. We're gonna talk about why. Letter Y, right?
So this should be interesting.